I'm packing for 2 weeks in Portugal, 1 week in São Miguel, which is an Azorean island, and 1 week in Porto, which is on the coast of Portugal. And I'm doing it all in carry-on and small-ish checked bags for both myself and my 9-year-old daughter. Rolling, layering, organizing in spreadsheets, it's all here. From geothermal hot springs and volcanic hikes to pastel de nata in Porto. This video has packing tips, traveling hacks, and the unboxing of my dreamy new luggage from Mark and Graham. If you've joined me today hoping for weight loss surgery content, thank you. There is definitely bariatric surgery chatter embedded in this video. However, if you're looking for something more detailed and specific, such as weight regain, why it happens, how to prevent it, or is a GLP-1 right for me after bariatric surgery, I will leave those linked both at the very end of this video in a playlist, but also throughout in the cards. Make sure you are subscribed. We do have a few more exciting weeks of travel content coming up, but they will very much be weight loss surgery oriented. Welcome back. If you're new here, hi, I am Chelsea, a mama bariatric surgery coach and a recovering overpacker. We have been, as a family, planning this trip for months. In fact, it's been almost a full year. We're heading to São Miguel in the Azores, one of the most underrated island destinations in Europe, followed by a week in Porto for food, wine, and cobblestone street charms. In this video, you'll see exactly what I packed, how I packed it, my daughter's suitcase, a little wardrobe preview, and some travel prep tips that I absolutely swear by after traveling with my family for so many years. Let's start with the star of the show, my new 2-piece set from Mark and Graham. I went with the Jennifer Lake collab, the Terminal 1 case with the scalloped leather detailing because the aesthetics, the vibe matter. This carry-on and this checked bag fit more than meets the eye, which you are going to see in just a second. I love the personalized monogram, the smooth gliding wheels, the cushiony handle. Honestly, I am going to feel like a rich aunt in Europe, and that's exactly the vibe I'm going for. It came. This is my new luggage for Portugal. If you watched my BRCA testing video where I walked you through the process of what it was like to be tested for genetic deformities, specifically in regards to breast cancer, I pulled a reward for myself because I have a whole bingo card goal system reward that I am doing this year for the first time, and I'm loving it. And I pulled out one of my rewards, and the reward was new luggage. So it's here, and it was on my Christmas gifts aglow wish list on Pinterest. Also, if you don't follow me on Pinterest, why? You could see all the things on my wish list. I will link that below. But this is here, it's 2 pieces, it's heavy. And I want to show you. Look at how beautiful this is. It has my initials. I picked out this print. Sorry, I know the lighting on that is kind of strange, but it has my initials in a navy blue, the leather scalloping detail. I used Mark and Graham. I paid for this myself, not an ad. Would love to work with Mark and Graham. They have really beautiful products. And when I was playing around with travel sets, I looked in the clearance section just because I was curious. I like to look at an entire website. It has taken me quite literally 7 months to make this decision. So I found that they had this travel set. So I will link it if it's still available down below. And I will also link the pieces that are on my Pinterest. But like, I got to these because I loved the scalloping detail. I got the carry-on. Look, oh, this is just so gorgeous. And this was the reason it's on sale is because it was with in collaboration with a designer. And let me show you the inside, okay? I love that the inside pockets of this carry-on have like individual holders for things. And I also love the striped detailing. I just think this is so pretty. I literally can't wait to bring this everywhere. You are gonna see one happy Chelsea packing in this gorgeous suitcase. And the question will be, is everything that I put on my packing spreadsheet going to fit? We'll find out together. Since we are opening things together, I will say that I didn't do a ton of shopping for this trip. And I was saying to Mark, like, packing for Disney World, easy. Packing for Hawaii now, easy, because they all have this like particular individual aesthetic or vibe. We are going to two very different places in Portugal, so I'm trying to figure out how do I maximize. Like, I am bound and determined not to overpack. So I do have a Newly box coming. It has not arrived yet at the time of me filming this clip, but I do need to pack like now. Like, I need to pack soon for myself and Callie. So I want to bring a hat with me, and you know, if you watch my Nantucket vlog, I love like a big old bow sun hat. They're really spacious to pack, so I'm probably going to bring like a squishier version that I purchased on Martha's Vineyard years ago. And I have my raffia visor from Beach Riot, which came in my FabFitFun. But I saw this particular hat at the paper store many moons ago and then tracked it down to Rifle Paper Company. It looks like, can you see that it looks like my rug? Because my rug is from Rifle Paper Company. It's just a little blue hydrangea. That's it. Navy blue, little hydrangea. I'm not gonna put it on right now because my hair is still wet. Curls take a little bit longer to dry, but I'm gonna bring this with me. I'll try it on before I go. I love the inside with the hydrangeas. I liked the simplicity of this. So I didn't buy it when I first saw it, and then I thought about it for quite literally months. It's now mine. And I think because it's blue, it will go with most of the things that I own. You may see a theme here. One of the challenges of packing for the Azores specifically is that many of our days are structured based on weather and parts of the island, so that we can like plug and play depending on the weather. So for example, if we have east side island things to do, we're going to kind of lump those all into one day. So we've already gone ahead and made those plans. A lot of those activities are like visiting a hot spring, going to see a beautiful church, wandering tiny villages. So it requires, and we're not going back to the Airbnb in between, so it requires like versatile outfits that can be wet, that can dry easily, and that of course are gonna like look cute in photos and on video, because I'm gonna vlog my experiences there for you. So I saw this bathing suit. Do you see the theme here? I saw this bathing suit with these hydrangeas on it, and it has adjustable straps, which I like. And I'm hoping it's going to fit me, because sometimes when you order things online, you never know. I did get this in a large because of my chest. So it's a bathing suit top, and then it has, when you put the skirt on with it, it is supposed to look like a maxi dress. So that way I can kind of go from like hot spring or thermal pool to cute little village. This is absolutely sheer, so like you would need the bathing suit underneath it. But I also thought with like a white bodysuit, just the skirt could be cute. Like I could wear this a couple of ways, and obviously the bathing suit. So I saw this idea initially on TikTok Shop and really loved a pink version. I'll put a photo of it up on the screen. And then in doing some research, found that they make a hydrangea version, and they also make a ruffly feather like top. It's not feathers, it's just ruffles on top in a white hydrangea and green leaf print. So I'm gonna try this on. I'll let you know how it goes, and if I keep this or exchange it for a different size, or just want to return it because it's awful. So that was the other piece I had to open. I also have my summer FabFitFun box. If you haven't watched my daughter's summer berry bash video about her last day of school party, that's why there are still berry balloons behind me. But I haven't yet opened my personal FabFitFun box, and I don't remember what I requested. So I thought we could kind of do this together and see if there are any things inside that can come with us. to Portugal. Now, I do always open the one that FabFitFun sends me with you. So I already did that. I thought it might be fun to share what I personally got, because as you know, if you watch any of these videos, I love this company, this brand so much that yes, they send me a box, but I also still pay for my own. Oh, and there's already things in here I'm excited to see. So we are starting strong with Glow Recipe. I absolutely love this brand. I love this brand. I don't know if technically my skin is like too old for this, but the watermelon line, my skin always really likes it. I actually have a few samples that I'm bringing with me to Portugal. This is a cleansing balm. Ooh, I actually think that I will scoop some of this out and put it into my Cadence pods. I love this color too. Not that that has to be a determining factor in how you buy your products. Look how pretty the like pink and orange. This is nice. It's a glass jar. You would never travel with something like this, but scooping it out, depotting it, yes. So I've been working on a double cleanse routine. I feel like this is your first step because it is a cleansing balm, so it will take off your makeup. This says that it absorbs or dissolves makeup oil and SPF. That's fantastic. On dry skin, gently massage up to 1 minute, and then you can double cleanse with your favorite cleanser after that. So yes, that is absolutely gonna come. I think I need this. This is the Bump Eraser Body Scrub with 10% AHA from First Aid Beauty. I hear about this like all the time, and on my upper thighs, I feel like my skin, like I'm gonna test this and let you know if this is something I need, because my skin is really sensitive. Oh, it smells really good too. Have you used this? I'd love to know. Tooth Whitener Gel. Linhart. Place a drop of whitener on top of your toothpaste and brush as usual. You know I love me a good teeth whitening routine. Ooh, I don't know if I requested this or if this was just a bonus one. I will definitely be trying that. Juliet Has a Gun Parfum. Look how tiny and cute that is. I have never worn this fragrance. Oh, I kind of hate that it's not a squirt. It's a beautiful bottle. It smells lovely. So like it smells really nice. This will end up going in a travel bag because there are people who say you shouldn't crush the scent of this, of perfumes. This is beautiful. I hate that it's in a dropper and not could you take a perfume oil like this and make it a ch-ch-ch? Do you know what I mean? Fraser Sterling, yes. You can never have too many claw clips, in my opinion. Don't look at my nails, okay? That's part of this prep video. We haven't gotten them done yet. But I believe you can never have too many hair clips, and this is beautiful. It's like a marbled rose quartz pink. Gorge. Oh, in the FabFitFun that came first, I ended up with these really beautiful 4 blue and white striped serving bowls. And this is the same company. And I'm wondering, I think this is the platter that comes with it. Oh, and it's glass. I love that. What gorgeous, like, safety flap. Oh, that's so pretty. It's the hydrangea blue that I love. You know it, I love it. This is such a good, like, squish to this. Oh, beautiful. And that's my FabFitFun box. Thank you for unboxing this with me. It's now time to depot some things. Now, from my research, you know I love research, whether it's about weight loss surgery or wherever I am traveling to. I've learned that São Miguel is full of different microclimates, which means there's a challenge of packing for sun, wind, and the possibility of rain. We'll be hiking Sete Cidades, swimming in thermal baths like Caldera Velha, possibly Furnas too. We're gonna be visiting tea and pineapple plantations, and potentially kayaking in Crater Lakes. We'll also be doing a canyon rappelling. We are layering. staying comfy, and choosing pieces that I can re-wear in both locations. I also packed a wet bag, reef-safe sunscreen, and a fold-up day pack. I'm not bringing a full-on backpack, but I do have a beach bag that I'm bringing with me. Today, we are packing! We are packing in my gorgeous new luggage from Mark & Graham, and I have to decide which packing cubes I think will work best. The challenge is, how do we fit 2 weeks of clothing in one piece of luggage without going over the weight limit? Apologies, there's construction going on because there's always noise, right? It's whether the washing machine's on, which it is, yard work's going on, whatever it may be, it's not gonna stop our packing joy. So what I want to show you is what I'm bringing and how I'm planning out my outfits, because this is a very different trip from ones that we've been on. I think I'm gonna do the fruit. These are my Cal pack and potentially my bows. There aren't that many of these. I love my level 8 gray packing cubes, but they don't really match the aesthetic of this suitcase. So as I explained in the intro, we're in Portugal for 2 full weeks, a week in the Azores and a week on the mainland in this what looks to be incredible city that has like very European vibes. So we are doing 2 very different trips in one. The first part of this trip is going to be activity, water, exploration, adventure. And the second part is like city walkarounds, cafes, museums, history, etc. So I've planned out the Azores a little more meticulously because I think the activities that we're doing are going to require a bit more versatility. And then for Porto, I've packed a lot of my, like, this is the only Hill House dress that I didn't pack, that I'm not bringing. I've packed a lot of dresses and shorts to try to be able to like go from day to night. So let me lay everything out. Will this fit in here? Let's see. Before I kind of like show you the outlay. Also, I know that these pillow shams do not match the duvet. Don't worry about that, okay? We're fixing that. I'm bringing a lot of articles of clothing like this. This is a beach cover-up, but I'm wearing it as a dress with a bathing suit underneath, particularly like in the Azores because of the activities that we're doing. But it's a lot of like loose, flowy, blue and white because, you know, that's my favorite style of pattern. The Azorean side has been rolled. I am missing some pieces from Nuuly, my Nuuly box hasn't arrived yet, and I have 1 piece of the dry cleaner, but majority Azores rolled. Getting a little nervous. Okay, so I think everything is rolled. Now I want to talk through what I'm doing so that you have an understanding as to why I'm packing, what I'm packing, and if you are planning a Portugal trip or even a trip that involves like 2 different kind of aesthetics or activities, you have some ideas on how to do this too. You know we started with an outfit chart because what trip doesn't? I have a tab for me, and I have a tab for Callie. I've already rolled all of her clothes. I'm so sorry about the yard work going on outside. But I organized this in case you are interested in doing something similar by the day and the time of day. So these are very vague. They say like the date and then afternoon, dinner, etc. The activity that we're doing, top, bottom, and accessories. So without further ado, let's start with arrival day. Arrival day is this 2-piece set, this one here from Lily Pulitzer, because we're planning to go to a beach bar called Tukatala. I'm gonna apologize right now for my pronunciation, and possibly a pineapple plantation. Now I wore this same 2-piece set in Hawaii, so I'm repurposing it because the Azores and Hawaii are similar aesthetically. And then the next day, we are going on a canyoning adventure. So Mark, Callie, and I are going waterfall canyoning, and it involves like rappelling down the side of a waterfall. So I have a bathing suit here, but I also have just like a bathing suit-esque type top. It's from Vineyard Vines. I got it at a secondhand store. It's meant for kids. It's in an extra large, and I wore it when we went tubing through those like underground situations in Hawaii. So I have that, and then I also have a pair of Erica Wilson shorts because I think I'll take those off. We have to put wetsuits on, but that's what I'm bringing for canyoning because I expect we'll need to go back to the Airbnb after that to change. In the afternoon of canyoning day, we are headed to a hot springs and a church that looks really beautiful. Not to go to church necessarily, but because the church itself is gorgeous. So this is the blue and white dress that I showed you, the cover up, and I'm gonna wear a bathing suit underneath it. And for dinner, I have this very simple white eyelet dress that I love. For dinner that night, we're going into Ponta Delgada, which is a local village. And then we are going to a gin library. Now, prior to surgery, my favorite drink of choice was a Tanqueray and tonic with an obscene amount of limes, like an embarrassing amount of limes. So you can actually bring in a bottle of gin and then exchange it for one of theirs. So we're gonna try to find a local store that sells gin and exchange it for a more like authentic Portuguese gin, but I don't wanna bring gin through customs, at least upon arrival in the Azores. It also has cats in it. So it's a gin library with over 3,000 bottles of gin and cats. So stay tuned for the vlog. The next day, we are headed to a thermal pool, a hot spring at Terra Nostra. Now, I believe this is the hot spring that looks orange due to the silt, the coloring of the minerals in the water. And it has been rumored to stain bathing suits. So I'm gonna wear a black scalloped one-piece bathing suit, which I'm wearing earlier in this trip, and a dress from Nuuly, like a cover-up. So I will leave a picture of that on the screen because it hasn't come yet. And then in the afternoon of that day, I will be wearing my white athletic tennis dress with the green piping because we are headed to Louvre Michelens. I do not know about that pronunciation. It's essentially supposed to be the best chocolate cake you'll ever eat. It's a cafe. And then we may rent a boat. So I'll put a bathing suit under that as well. And then for dinner that night, we are going to a restaurant that we actually made reservations for called Atashka. And I'm gonna do a little two-piece moment. I bought this because I love it. I need to put little nipple covers in this because I don't think my boo-boos are going to be held up by this alone. With these bathing suit cover-ups, these are just a yellow linen. The hydrangea bathing suit skirt combo is next. And full disclosure, at the time of rolling all my clothes, I still have not tried that on, so I didn't roll it up to go in here, but I will, because fingers crossed, it's just gonna work. It's just gonna work. And for dinner, after the hydrangea dress day, I've pulled this little striped linen pink and white dress with a collar. We're just headed into a local cafe. Now the following day is my Hill House hydrangea dress, which if you watch the Nantucket vlog, you know that I brought home. And here we are going into a village called Sete Cidades. And then in the afternoon, we are headed to more hot springs and to a black sand beach. So I have this skirt that I pulled. It is meant to be like for the water. I'm gonna wear a one-piece bathing suit underneath that and call that an outfit. I think it will be cute. And we also have for dinner that night a dress that hasn't come yet. I will put a picture of it right up on the screen for you. And then our last morning in the Azores is my little like play beach two-piece set. We will then be transitioning to Porto, so this will come on the plane with us too. I also just have here some like athletic dresses depending on what we're doing. I feel like because these are mostly water and sweat proof that they work really well with a variety of activities. Our next stop is Porto, where we are going to trade out the crater lakes for riverside wine bars, bookstores, history, cobbled hills. Here, I tended to focus on pieces that were a little bit more elevated, but still comfortable for exploring. Think dinner in a wine cave, but practical. And for our week in Porto, I just have a hodgepodge of dresses here. Lily Pulitzer, Hill House, Erica Wilson, Draper James, my little Target set that I wore in St. Thomas a few years ago, my TJ Maxx find, because I feel like I can repurpose some of what's here. While we are in Porto, as I said, we're doing a lot of exploring. We are headed into museums, walking the streets, doing the art markets, so I don't feel like I need the level of like water to town to dinner, etc. But I want it to be comfortable, cute, and me. So I'm gonna see if I can pack some extra dresses. I did throw some things in the suitcase, just a couple of dresses, that I feel like could come. But something to note is that we have a washer and dryer in the Azores. So I'm only bringing like 3 pairs of pajamas despite being there for 14 days because I'll wash them. I'm bringing 6 bathing suits because I want them to be able to dry, and I feel like there are days where we're gonna be in a bathing suit in the morning and in the afternoon, and I don't want them to be wet in between. But then in terms of like undergarments and re-wearing of dresses, I'm gonna be an outfit repeater. Me, Lizzie McGuire, we're gonna be an outfit repeater on this trip because I'm trying so hard not to overpack. That is the purpose of the spreadsheet. And now, my girls, gays and theys, it's time to see if it fits. Okay, so this, obviously, with the noises, this guy still has room in it. These are for the Azores. That was my initial plan. So I have like all of my bathing suit cover-ups and workout dresses in here, and then this is the rest of the clothing, but I saved some room because I still have those pieces coming from Nuuly and the dry cleaner. And then I have a little bit of room on the side right here where I could do undies, potentially PJs, or accessories. And then I also love, I showed you this when this came in, I love these extra little pouches because I think it just gives you more space. So these could be for my charging cables, whatever. And then on the other side, so these are the 3 hats that I'd like to bring. On this side, I put my Porto pieces. All of my bathing suits are in here. Again, there's wiggle room. I have a pair of sandals that I'm bringing because I am also only trying to bring 3 pairs of shoes. One like nicer dress up sandal, that's these ones. My reef sandals, which are my most comfortable sandal on earth, and a pair of sneakers. And the trick with the sneakers is that they have to be able to go from like, cute, I'm wearing them with a dress, to like, I'm hiking on a volcano. So I think my white Dr. Scholl's, and if they get filthy, I'll just leave them in Portugal. I'll throw them away. Because I looked at buying the new reef sneakers. They're gorgeous. Or there was another brand, I can't remember the name of it. I'll put it up on the screen. It's an Italian shoe company. But if I get them fully muddy and gross, I'm not gonna wanna pack them to come home, and I'm gonna be sad. So I think my Dr. Scholl's, which have gotten me through many a Disney trip, could work. We'll see, that could be a huge mistake. But here, on this side, you saw me struggling to zip this one up. This is going to be all of Porto. So, I still have some room. These are the 2 dresses that I haven't put in yet because I want to see when my Nuuly comes what kind of room I have. And if they can fit, they fit. If they don't, they don't. Now remember, I also have my matching carry-on, which will be my toiletries. Oh my gosh, I'm sweating. I'm sweating. Packing is no joke, especially when it is 85 degrees outside. So I have my carry-on. I'm gonna put probably my beach bag in there. I want to put all of my toiletries in there as well, like my electronics, my books, things like that I'm bringing. And then I still get a personal item too. So I'm trying not to overload those, and I still need to weigh this. But I'm hoping that those clothes don't feel like 50 pounds to me. We'll see with the weight of the suitcase, but that's where we currently stand. And now I need to do Cali. And then the final step is my toiletry part, where I figure out like, what am I bringing? And because this trip is so long, I know I need more products. So I really am going to purchase like travel size things instead of just depotting what I have or being like, oh, I have room for a full size this. Like, I don't. And I'm hoping that by the end of the 2 weeks, everything I bring is almost gone. Packing for my 9-year-old, packing for Callie, ended up being easy breezy. We tended to focus on a color palette. She's really into pastels right now. So we're mixing and matching. She's got her comfortable sneakers, her favorite sandals, play dresses, a raincoat, and yes, even her own Winnie the Pooh tiny toiletry kit. We are in my office slash the guest bedroom. Callie is going to be bringing my old big away. Will this be this luggage's last trip round the earth? We'll see, but I'm having her bring an extra large luggage because yes, her clothes will definitely all fit, but I want space to be able to bring home things from Portugal too. I have my eye on jewelry and cookbooks and these really special tiles that Porto is known for, potentially spices and olive oils. I need a bigger suitcase. So when I purchased my new suitcase, I did measure it. I tend to like a medium large carry-on, or sorry, checked bag, because it does limit me. And also, I'm far less apt to go overweight. So one of the problems I have with this big away, it fits so much, besides how easy it is to get scratched, but I think that's all luggage, is that it just makes it like entices me to be over 50 pounds or 65, depending on how we're traveling. So she's gonna bring the big away, and then I'm going to use some of it for the way home. That's my plan. This is Callie's spread on the guest bed. I already rolled many of her things. I'm gonna go through the same process, see what I can fit. You can see how easily the big boys fit in here. That one's Porto, this one's Azores. You can tell it's a little bit more stuffed. And I can absolutely fit more on this side. And then over here, pajamas, bathing suits, hats, a wash bag. We still need to do undies and shoes, but like that's pretty much Callie done. I am going to do a TikTok and a reel on how I'm packing her plane bag because we are flying overnight, but in that will go snacks, her iPad for sure, books, and a hoodie because I want her to be comfy. Here we are back at my vanity. And this is what I'm looking at. So we need to do a little toiletry pack, and I always do it the best when we do it together. I took this, if you watch the Nantucket vlog, with me and loved it, and then I found like the matching, they're not from the same company. You can tell the blues are a little bit different, but two little matching guys. The lemons really sold me. This one says makeup and this one says skincare, and then you put them inside of this bigger clear tote, which could also double as like a waterproof bag while we're on holiday. So I thought we could go through this together, and I know there are going to be things that I need bigger versions of. So I'm gonna start in like the order that I would do things. Now I am gonna do something different with shampoo. I'm going to bring a shampoo bar, which I will show you, and I have just added one of the extenders to my conditioner because I know I'm gonna need more of conditioning, especially because I likely am going to be wearing my hair naturally. So I may put the shampoo bar, like wrap it in plastic wrap, and then do my two different types of hair care in these. But I'm gonna put those off to the side for a moment and get into body wash, which smells delicious. And I have this little baby Salt Air. This is the golden hour infused one. I'm gonna pour, like depot this inside. Razor. So for moisturizer, I bought this brand. This is the Dieu. I have these eye masks, which will also be coming. I love them. They are reusable. So I haven't opened this moisturizer. I am likely going to run out of my Ole Henriksen one before we go. So I am just going to essentially squeeze this tube into this pot. This is the Lipid Rich Facial Moisturizer. Only 1.69 fluid ounces. I think I'm gonna get almost all of it in there. That is great news. Now for my cleanser, I definitely need to add. I also have for moisturizer the remaining little scraps of this Augustinus Bader. I am going to get a facial at a spa that uses these products. I'm pumped about that. And then I have a sample from my Summer Fridays birthday that I specifically saved for this trip. Now I have an evening skin care in here, but I might repot that one because I have so many other options to bring with me. I have my oil from Colleen Rothschild. I have my jet lag mask. Now I'm not repotting these because these are all tiny sample sizes, and I hope to use them like all while I'm gone. I also know that I have some pimple patches to bring just in case. It seems as if, because this particular year I am not doing a ton of like repeat products, that I actually need to do a little bit of makeup shopping. A lot of it is for travel size products because I said I'm trying to like get them to fit in certain things, but I think that's interesting. So I'm making myself like a list of things that I may need. I need a setting spray. I need a concealer, a travel concealer. I need a mascara. Sorry, there's open luggage back here. And a primer for that, but I still am finding that I have a lot of space. I also am going to be bringing my favorite Mega Babe products. I wish that they would sponsor me. This is the anti-friction stick, so I put this in my thighs, and this is the body dust, like the powder. So I kind of combine those, but I feel like for hiking that will absolutely be essential. And then I've kind of started to work on hair and makeup a little bit. So for hair, I'm going to be doing a lot of natural hair, as I said. So air dry cream, yes. I have dry shampoo. I have hairspray, but I'm also going to bring a big hairspray because I know I will go through that. I need to refill my Curl Magic. For deodorant, I have this dry spray, but I will probably also bring a small... I wonder if I can find a travel deodorant. I've really been liking the Glossier version. And then I have my lip glosses. I need to do sunscreen. That's going to go in a different container. So for now, that's kind of where we stand for toiletries. I'll show you what it looks like at the end. We've reached the time where my Newly box has arrived, and I've done my toiletry Sephora Ulta purchasing. And I'm getting down to the like nitty gritty details of packing. Apologies if I seem extra dewy. It is currently 90 degrees here on Cape Cod. Now, if you are like hardcore a city person, it's 100+ degrees where my husband works. However, 90 degrees may not seem like a lot to you, but here on Cape Cod, this is rare, and I am raw dogging this heat sans air conditioning. Like, open door, I'm watering my hydrangeas because they are not pleased with this heat. The fans are on in the living room, and I'm just like, fingers crossed, sundown is coming soon. Can I get through it? Callie is safely at my mother-in-law's with air conditioning and a pool. Mark's in his office, and here I am packing in the sweat, but I'm looking at it as like a free little hot workout. So let me show you. Sorry, I have quite a little pile here. What I picked up at Sephora. I thought I'd bring you closer to me. So I made myself a list because I am trying, and this may be an entirely separate video if this is something you're interested in, but since I have become, over the past 6 years after VSG, my weight loss surgery, so much more intentional about my actions in terms of my movement, my protein, my hydration, my mindset. Like, that's the biggest one. I'm also now adding on to that my finances, right? That seems to be important. And I do have like my financial values, and I believe in value-based spending, and travel is one of them. I want what I want for my trip, and I know what it's like to travel and just bring with you what you think you might need, and then not feel like the best version of yourself while you're there. So that being said, I think I exerted so much control today. I put a lot of things in my basket, and Mallory, if you're watching this, my sister, I put a lot of things back because one of my toxic traits is I just say put it in the cart and then I never take anything out. I did not know that this product existed. I went in Sephora for my list, which was like concealer, my favorite Merit foundation stick, because it doesn't shellac off my face and it doesn't look like you have too much product on. And I went in to look at their setting sprays because the L'Oreal one is so hard to find, at least where I live. Did you know that Patrick Starr's One Size brand now has an SPF 28 mattifying sunscreen makeup setting spray? I wish this came in 75 ounces. I can't wait to use that. I picked up my Merit concealer stick that I wanted to bring. It's called the Minimalist. If you've never used this brand, I love basically everything Merit makes. Their skin serum, this, I have 2 of their blushes. They now have a lip oil. I didn't buy that. I picked up maybe 3 different lip glosses and put them all back because we are project panning and I haven't gone through one recently. So I grabbed this and a new Mine Is Gone and Dry Hourglass concealer. So, oh, and there's one more thing that wasn't on my list, okay? I have never owned a scent from Kayali before. They have a summer line. This one is called Maldives in a Bottle. And one of the notes on here, one of the top notes is banana. And while I don't always love that, banana blossom, coconut milk, they had Maui in a bottle, and if I were going to Hawaii I would have bought the whole big one, but I thought for the trip I'm gonna bring this and my scent that's called Vacation. I was torn between also my Tom Ford Soleil de Blanc. I think that bottle's too big and I don't have a perfume atomizer, so this, I think I'm gonna even like bring this in my handbag. Oh my gosh, it smells so good. One moment, I'm gonna go change my hose. At Ulta, there were some drugstore products that I wanted to purchase because I believe that so many drugstore options, especially for makeup, are just as good, if not better, or outperform high-end brands. So I picked up the Essence Lash Princess Primer. I've never used this one. Honestly, like, how different can eyelash primers be is my humble opinion. Right now I've been using the L'Oreal one, but you know when like you're running out of mascara and it starts to get dry and kind of crusty? Don't love that feeling. And then I went with the Lash Paradise. This is my favorite mascara of all time. Now this one's waterproof. I would not normally go for a waterproof edition because this requires surgery to get off your eyes. However, because I opened my FabFitFun and there's a cleansing balm in there, I figured that that is going to help get rid of this. And this will also stay on, allegedly. You'll see in photos if it smears or not, throughout all of my canyoning, waterfalls, thermal pools, hot springs, swim and dips. For Cali, I've been using the app Yuka, and this brand came up very clean, very high. It smells great. It's a classic coconut smell. It smells really nice. And she is in need of shampoo and conditioner. I am going to decant these into her little pots, and then we'll have these jugs when she comes home for either her shower or the outdoor shower. And I bought this. You already know that I love Mega Babe because we watched that clip already. This is a cream duo made with 5% AHA. I am gonna bring this for both Callie and I. So as kind of a deodorant, but also, you know that I struggle with my armpits when I shave them too often, and cysts, my friend cysts appear. I just won a battle in this armpit where there currently is an assist. Knock on wood, knock on cardboard. So I'm gonna bring this. And then for me, I needed more conditioner, right? We saw that. I have never tried this brand before. Lolavie. It's from Jennifer Aniston, and that's not why I bought it. I honestly bought this because of how highly it was rated in the Yuka app. It's supposed to be a restorative conditioner, so I'm all about like resealing of my hair bonds, bond health, and maintenance and growth. So I'm gonna put this in a conditioner pot, and I grabbed this little baby Living Proof. This is for curly hair. So again, because I love the way Living Proof products smell. I could not find the shower styler. I looked, it did not exist. But for curly hair, like, I need to treat it differently, especially since we are not trained yet for the season. So I'm gonna probably bring this whole thing because I'll use all of it, but I'll put this into one of my Cadence pods. I have other things that I'm not gonna show you because you're gonna see them in photos. But I did wanna show you My Nuuly box. Look how little it is in the summertime. I love how tidy the box looks. So these might be the only thing that I need to try on. They're just cream linen pants, and obviously they would need to be ironed. These are from Maeve. These are my favorite style pants on the entire Nuuly app. But I'm not entirely sure I'm even bringing these, but I thought for the rest of the rental season that these would be nice to have. I do have a pair of white, kind of like see-through linen-y pants that I was planning on wearing with my bathing suit, but we'll see. I did plan to bring this. This is just a big, huge blue shirt dress. It's also from Maeve. The reviews were like, please size down. So I did. I sized down. I think I would get normally like a medium. This is a medium petite. And it's basically just meant to be an over my body situation with a bathing suit when we're going to look at some of those cute villages. I also opted for the sardine sweater. Now, I'm thinking that I'm gonna wear this on the plane as a part of my pajamas with like my little tan set. It's not this set, it's the one that I wore to St. Thomas. It's a crop top, ribbed crop top, but it's not really cropped on me because I'm so short. And then light long pants. I feel like these would be great pajamas. And then I don't have to, like I have plain wear both to and from. And I can also bring this and wear this over my shoulders on nights where it's chillier. This I showed you a picture of. It's this ridiculous, like weird lace fish dress. This is not something I would ever rent, like ever. But come on, tell me that isn't fun. Tell me it's not fun. 2 dresses left. Again with the sardine theme. Also from Maeve. Chelsea, you should just buy Maeve outfits. Look, this has little blue fishies on it. I just thought this would be so cute for dinner. It's like casual enough to wear in the Azores, but also I could dress this up with some cute jewelry depending on how I do my hair for dinner in Porto. And then lastly is a dress that I've had in my cart on Nuuly, my like want to wear cart for so long. And I really want to wear it to the gin library. This, because of this dress is like, it's loud. But I think it's gonna be so cute with wedges. Look, there's a lobster on it. Oh my gosh, there's caviar on the back. Like this, yes. There's cocktails on here, champagne rosé. I literally might need to buy this dress. I can't wait to wear it. I'm gonna put everything through the steamer. And that's it. Let's wrap up the packing and the toiletries. Let's talk packing tips that save space and stress. There's a debate over rolling versus folding. I did a little bit of both, but I have found that rolling my clothes allows me to puzzle piece and layer them in a way that gets more into, and my second tip here is packing cubes. You need them. This is a need. This is a travel must-have from your girl, okay? You don't need as many as I have, but this allows you to compartmentalize your trip. So I have packing cubes of bathing suits. I have my Azores packing cube and my Porto packing cube. I have a pajama packing cube. It allows me to be organized and fit more into my suitcase rather than just folding and shoving things in. Along those same lines, I do shoe bags. I have my wet bag, as I mentioned. Even my cords that I bring for travel have their own specific particular component and compartment. And I am bringing a little travel laundry kit this time using my laundry sheets. Don't forget cash, okay? This could be for tolls or small shops in little villages. I found that at most local banks, you can, if you have an account with them, exchange your currency for free. So I specifically opened a bank account at a bank because my tiny hometown bank did not offer this option. So I opened a small checking account at a local bank so that I didn't have to pay the $10 charge every time I wanted to change out my currency to euros. What am I forgetting, travel friends? Tell me in the comments. Now, I like to lay everything out before I pack it because I need to see the visual, which is why I roll all of my clothes up straight out of my spreadsheet. It helps me see where and what I've overpacked so I can eliminate that. My final carry-on checklist are my passports. I do like to print my itineraries when we're going somewhere where I don't know if the Wi-Fi is going to be spotty. Boarding passes, any medications or vitamins, sunglasses, lip balm, my reusable water bottle, of course, and a secret weapon, which is a tiny collapsible cooler bag for picnics. Although I may be able to fit this in my checked luggage. I did it. I finished packing. This is my very chic European luggage set. I have here my big one. You can see I still have to take this sticker off, but I don't want to ruin my manicure. I will show it to you better, but last night was nail night. I have the expander open. We are going to weigh this in just a second. My carry-on is packed, and then there's still obviously like last minute things that I'll be adding to this bag. Like I have a book and my laptop and my camera, all fun things to go in there. I am loving this. I am loving this. And if I were going on a trip that wasn't 2 weeks long, it would be easy to pack in here. The only reason it's challenging is because of the length, which I'm not complaining about. If you don't have a luggage scale, you need one. There are far fancier versions than this, but this'll do. Okay. Think light. Oh, where are we? Can you see? Can you see? I'm somewhere between 40 and 45, according to the sky. Probably leaning closer to 45. And that's okay. You can kind of also tell, like, if you travel, that sounds like if you travel, but because I do pack a lot, if I can lift this, it's definitely not an easy, like 50 pounds is harder to lift than that. So I can't believe I'm saying this, but we are getting to the end of this video. Also, I'm gonna put the inspo pic for my shell nails up for you. I am thrilled with them, and I don't know if you can tell, but there's like a 3D element. There's the pearl, but then there's like water droplets on them to make them look like they're in the ocean. My girl Karen hits it out of the park every time. Today we're getting a wax, which hopefully you can't tell from distance that I need. And I know I showed you what was in my Nuuly, but I'm wearing 2 of the pieces today. So this is so comfy, will absolutely be my plain sweater. And then these are the linen pants, and I love them. They're so comfortable, they're so easy to wear. Honestly, I think if they didn't have a button, I could simply wear them as pajamas, and I want to bring them, but I didn't pack anything to wear them with, so this might be one of those pieces from Nuuly that I rent and then purchase. Yay, we're going to Portugal! Thank you for packing with me. I will be vlogging all of the Azores and the Porto part of our trips. We're going to have 4K drone footage, so be sure to subscribe and follow along. Want more packing tips, mindset shifts, bariatric coaching, after surgery for support? Join my free masterclass. It's all about thriving post-op, focusing on your mindset and emotional eating. I did an entirely dedicated video last week for this, so check that out. The link is in my description box if you're interested. Thank you so much for being here, my beautiful friends. I love you, and I will see you next week. Adios!